life in the world found for me. Mm-mm-mm. Whew. Mm-hmm. One person watching. Alrighty. Nobody's here. That's okay. We're going to change that. Pretty soon there's going to be lots of people in here. I hope. That'll be fun. In the meantime, I'm going to turn on this fan because it's kind of hot. Hopefully that's not too loud. Might be a little loud for a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. Whoop. What was that? Oh, that was. I know what that was. I see what's happening here. Face to face with greatness, and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. It's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me, it's Maui. Breathe it in. I know it's a lot, the hair of the bod. When you're staring at a demigod, what can I say except you're welcome? I'm probably gonna get flagged for that because I was singing. Because I was singing on a stream. Mason, hello Mason. What's going on, bud? You're watching. We've got a couple people watching. Maybe that's not the right name. Hey, Carson. What's going on, buddy? How are you? I know, like, I'm not at work and I'm not in uniform and I'm not overly stressed. Yeah, I like it. So last night I had a really, really cool stream. It was really late at night, but it was really cool. We had like 150 on. It was awesome. People were starting to roll in. So that was fun. And so I figured, hey, it's Friday afternoon. People are getting ready to start their weekend. Maybe today would be a good day to like do an earlier stream. I don't have anything going on. I think we're gonna do chores tomorrow. I should add this to my affiliates thing. That's what I'm gonna do. While I'm sitting here chatting with you guys, I'm gonna go like this and move this like that, and go like that. And then I'm gonna customize. I'm gonna customize some things, see? And that way, I can do this. Dude, I'm so excited. Like, I finally was able to set up an affiliate link. So now I'm gonna go and put like all of my optics, my red optics that are on my ARP, and just all the things. This is it. But I want it to be red. So it's not letting me pick a color. I wonder if they have a... Okay. this. I gotta get rid of Demolition Ranch. He's not a thing anymore. So, how much is the snake? I'm about to update my some of my stuff. So I think that will. Oh, let me see. That is not snacky. That is not the right one. Gotta find it. What's up, Baba Booey? Yeah, so if you do buy through one of my links, it does go towards the channel. Here we go. This is the one. I like it, Baba Booey. I hear you, bud. I hear you, J-Dog. I hear you, J-Dog. All right, now we're going to do MTAC. You say your knife weight? It's is yours a Benchmade or is it a different brand? I don't know about all, but I'm gonna do this. Okay, guys that are on here. I like it, Baba Booey. Do it. I like it. Like, I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of education. Obviously, I have my bachelor's, my master's, my associates, and I have some professional certificates for IT. But I'm also a big fan of like, do what makes you happy. If you think that doing that is going to be the best solution to, for providing for you and your family, go for it. I'll never advocate. Sorry, I was in the middle of a sentence. Is my fan too loud? Can you guys hear it? Is it like super white noise drowning out, or is it just like maybe just a little bit? Because it's really hot in my office right now, and I'll take it off if I have to. Okay, thank you. But yeah, like don't over agree, Mason. Agree. Um, but don't put yourself in a financial situation that does not benefit your family just to go to school. If that's the case, I don't, unless you're going to be a doctor, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with like going into so much debt. Um, who wants me to put rippets on the page? Should I put the cherry limeade, the tribute rippet? Or should I just put any rippets? I'll put the cherry limeade. I'm gonna be completely honest, like probably don't buy the rippets. Because I don't think it's a good deal. I think you can get them at the dollar store for less. But I'll do it. I wonder if Rippet has a store on here. That's what I need to do is look at who is okay. What do you mean? Oh, I should put Fiddle Faddle on there. Yeah, gunshots, but it's also like, it's also a part of the channel at this point. Like, I kind of feel like I would be doing a disservice if I don't put the Rippets on here. Like they have like the orange ones that are like super, super, super intense. Like I feel like I need to just put them on there anyways. Yeah, there was the dude from Turkey that was on here the other day, and he was like, "No, man, don't do Turkish clones. All of our shotguns are crap." And I'm like, "Well, if they were complete crap, they wouldn't be able to import them here in the U.S. So I mean, they can't be that complete crap." So I got. Oh, I know what we need to put on there. We know it needs to go on there. I got it, guys. We need to go with the ATF. We need to go with the ATF decision maker. We need. How far, Carl? Hey, welcome to the channel, man. You're the first new person today on this stream. I'm in Davis County, Carl. I don't give away where I live right now because I don't think that it's I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm putting on there, J-Dog. On the description it says ATF 8-ball. ATF 8-ball. It's not actually, it doesn't, on Amazon it's not an ATF, it's just a magic 8-ball, but that's what I'm putting it as the link. It's going to go to Amazon. So all of these links are for Amazon. That's what I have. What other... Oh, I need to do... So you know what kind of sucks is I put Dagger Defense on here and it doesn't have the red ones. I think you can only get the red ones from the Dagger Defense website. But what I'm hoping is that they're going to get a bunch of orders through my affiliate link, through my subscribers, and maybe they'll email me and be like, hey, do you want to be a partner? And I'd be like, yes, I do. Hey, buddy. That's awesome, Carl. J-Dog, look, you've got a fellow fall asleep to the gun sounds. That's incredible. I love it, dude. I love it. Okay, I'm not going to put any other Dagger Defense stuff on the site if it's not something that I've bought. So, yeah, Carl, just reach out. Send me a message. You can get onto the Discord. You can hit me up on Facebook, on Instagram. Well, let me ask you this. Goose Hat, do you have another 9mm that's... Don't get me wrong, I love my AR-9. But do you have, like, just a regular pistol? Oh, I should do my... See if I can find my scope. Yeah, you've got a little bit to wait. But at 19, you could buy a semi-auto shotgun. You could buy an AR. That's honestly the reason that I like Glock. All right, I'm not like you guys know, or Glock pattern. The reason I like Glock pattern is because of just the abundance of accessories and aftermarket stuff. J-Dog, it's probably going to take like a week for yours. Yeah, I know that they're not perfect. I know that there's more accurate pistols that are out there. I know that there's, there's an argument to be said that there's more customizable pistols that are out there. Like, hey, too fast for you. What's going on, buddy? So I know that there's a lot of things that are out there. Okay, I'm not trying to. I like M&P shields. So Carl, my take on pistols in general. If you like your P365, if it works for you, like I have a buddy that one of the guys that I work with in the military, he just went and bought a P365. I told him my concerns with the company, but I haven't heard a lot of terrible things about the 365. I know that there are some things that are out there, but for the most part, my understanding is the 365 is fairly reliable. I just don't like supporting the company right now, for whatever, for very obvious reasons. But what they are the issues that I'm aware of with the P320. So for Carl, what I would say is if you want to go with the M&P Shield Plus, go with the M&P Shield Plus. I think it's a great pistol. I've shot one a couple times. I've shot lots of Glocks and Glock clones. I've shot lots of Taurus pistols. I've not shot any Canics. I have not modded a Nintendo Wii Goose, but I've thought about it a couple times. I know it's not too hard. I've built lots of retro things. But anyways, back to the conversation about guns. But yeah, if you want to go with M&P Shield Plus, again, I go back to the reason I like the Glock pattern is because it really is in my opinion, the best good enough for just about anything you need to do pistol. The Automag V? I don't know what an Automag V is. Yeah, if you're just looking for a super convenient concealed carry pistol, really I think Taurus is safe. I think M&P Shield series, I think those are great. I obviously like my Glock clones. So like Bear Creek Arsenal has a really good Glock clone. Really, for depending on what you want to spend, like you can get a really good, like you can get a Shadow Systems. Shadow Systems builds a pretty sweet gun. The RXM is a really sweet gun. The only thing I don't like about the RXM is the fire control unit is it's proprietary. I don't like that you can't swap it out for custom triggers if you want, but I've also heard it's not really necessary on the Ruger RXM. So I'm not gonna dog on it. Just if you want to customize, if something were to go wrong, do you have to buy their stuff? I know that Springfield makes some pretty good concealed carry pistols. Walther makes good concealed carry pistols. Now, depending on what size you want, how much capacity you want, that changes the thing. That kind of changes the narrative. I don't know that I would say Walther is underrated because it's Walther. I mean, it's James Bond's gun. I would say that my dagger I think performs just as well as an OEM Glock, if not a little bit better. But I have a custom barrel in it, and I have a custom trigger on it. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a hollow sun. I was going to do the hollow sun. Really? Do they not have? See, and I haven't had that experience with Springfields. I don't love Springfields, but I've shot them. So Carl, I'm kind of a weird creator. I mean, you said you've seen enough of my stuff, but I like building my pistols. I like assembling them myself. I hope that's the right hollow sun. Yeah, that should be it. Because I feel like when you build and assemble the rifle yourself, and I have all the stuff to put the whole pistol or rifle together. I have an armorer's tool. I have an armorer's wrench. I know how to torque things. I have torque tools. I'm more than happy to do that if it's going to save me a lot of money. Mason, Delta Team Tactical is awesome. And honestly, PSA slides are good slides. Maybe don't necessarily do the PSA barrels, although I haven't heard a lot of bad things about the barrels. Some people say bad things about the barrels. I haven't. But PSA slides are solid, dude. I've never hunted hogs, and I really, really, really want to hunt hogs. Too fast. Okay, now how do I put... I'm not going to add pronouns. That's dumb. Okay. J-Dog or somebody, do you want to go check out the splash page? I don't necessarily trust what I will see because sometimes I think it does. Somebody go check out the splash page and see if the links that I just put on... yeah, in the description for the channel. So sorry guys, I'm trying to. You guys are here. There haven't been a whole lot of new people that have jumped in, so, and that's okay. I know. I think you could do. I think you could do a metal frame. I've seen some of the metal frame, like Glocks and SIGs and Smith & Wesson. I know that they make them. They're very custom. They're very expensive. All right. So I've seen some of those. They're not as light as a polymer firearm. But I can promise you that certain portions of it will be stronger than like a polymer firearm. But if you want to have like the strongest polymer firearm, honestly, go buy a printer. Go buy a specific type of printer and do like the braided, it's like braided nylon or whatever it is. There's a specific type of nylon filament, and it is pop out, rock out bars. You can print full hardness on those and then temper it. And so I don't know. It's not in the merch shop. I'm actually shutting down the Etsy. I'm just gonna wait until I can set up like a shop on Amazon directly. Just go to the splash page and see if in the page description the links are available. But yeah, there's a couple different types of nylon that you can do, and like it's the same type of nylon that I know people use to print their own reverse Loudensers. I hope that translated properly. What are we talking about? We're talking about real duty. What are we talking about, duty? Oh, dude, I spilled a Diet Coke on me, and I just haven't changed yet, and I don't care. Wait, what's Baba Booey and Gun? What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about. Okay, so we're talking about Glocks and reliability and things like that. Okay, okay. In the Discord. Okay. Well, poop. I wonder if I can put it. Let's see if I can do it in the links. I'm gonna try something else. Okay, so here's my take, because we're talking about it sounds like the, you know, Garand Thumb did the mud test and everything. So, a couple things. One, I believe that fewer than 1% of us will ever be in any of the situations that that Garand Thumb puts out there. Okay, I feel like Rip It Cherry Limeades are gonna do better than. So I appreciate that he does some of the stuff that he does. But remember, a lot of what he does is just for entertainment, just like what I do. Most of it is for entertainment. I know stuff because I've done stuff, but what the practicality of the practicality of sorry, I'm catching up on stuff. Like knowing that your firearm is going to function with if it gets dirty or wet or whatever. I think that's critical to know. However, I don't think that there are going to be many circumstances where you're going to be trudging through the mud. You're going to do something that's going to make your pistol fall out or get completely saturated in mud, and you're not going to at least go through the process of wiping it off. Like, remember, a lot of those torture tests, like, that you see lots of people do, not just Garand Thumb. There are people that do torture tests. Like, I saw one, who was it? It was somebody that he's an AK guy. I think he's here in the U.S., but he's originally from, like, Germany or something like that. And Rip It, Cherry Lime, Snecky, MTech, ATF 8-Ball. I'm going to do the Hollow Sun. And he took like an AR and an AK, and he was literally like putting it in mud and throwing gravel at it and trying to get it just gunked. Just absolutely gunked. And I was like, okay. And yeah, like there was a limit. But here's my thing. There doesn't exist a scenario where, unless you're running away, unless it's so thick in the shit that you can't take the time to wipe off, because he showed that even just wiping off the outside of the on the AR, wiping the outside of the bolt made a huge difference because it didn't force a bunch of dirt and shit down inside the bolt. So, that being said, maybe it's less about whether or not it functions with all that stuff on it and more about how are you going to react if something like that happens. Does that make sense? Okay, I've got Snecky, MTAC, ATF, Hollow Sun, Tough Soul, Flashlight, Dagger Defense. Rip It's 1, 2. Oh, I have it all. Okay. Okay. I think that's the thing, Baba Booey, with any pistol. If I fall in the mud, unless someone is actively shooting at me, if I fall in the mud and I get mud, like any of my firearms, if for whatever reason I'm somewhere where there's mud, like the first thing I'm going to do is, if there's mud, I'm going to go, okay, why is there mud? Is it raining? Is there a water source nearby? Can I rinse it off? Because your firearm will fire if it's got a little bit of water on it. It will. So take the time to just rinse off your firearm. Take the magazine out, rinse off the firearm. It should be just fine after that. If it's got mud and Baba Boo's like, I live in a swamp. I believe you if that's true. And I believe you if it's not true. But that's what I mean. If you're in a swamp and you get it muddy, like, it's not that hard to just rinse it off in the water and get a majority of the mud off, and then you don't have to worry about that. It should only take a couple seconds to do that. And your firearm should still function well if it's wet. If Navy SEALs can take their firearms into the ocean and they work all right, then you should be okay. Hey, Ammo. Does it work J-Dog, do the links work now? Because I'll delete them from the other thing. Hey, go smack it out, man. So I don't know. Like, I appreciate if a firearm can function under very bad, like, environmental situations. I appreciate if it can function with mud and sand and things like that. That's awesome. But I'm also practical enough to know that, like, I wouldn't want to use it if it's got all that stuff on it. I'm going to try to, if I have 10 seconds to rinse it off, I'm going to take 10 seconds to rinse it off. Oh, that's awesome, bud. J-Dog, did they show up as channel links, or did they show up as just in the description? I know in the description you sent me that link, but did they start working in the description as actual links? Oh, perfect. Okay. That's what I want it to look like. Okay. Dude, that's cool. That's awesome. Okay. I think that will work. So, hey, who's home? Who's home? That is not what I... Okay. I like it, Baba Booey. Yeah, I think more than anything, probably the most important thing that you guys can all take from this, and that you can recall, that you can, like yeah, it's good to know that stuff works in really adverse environments and circumstances, but it's better to know how to mitigate that by not keeping it in that condition. If you want to test it and torture it that way, but I think you're better off just running, like, knowing that you're not going to have feed issues, because you know that, like, if it's dirty and it's gunky or it's wet, you know that there could be an issue with feeding or with cycling or anything, because it's dirty and it's wet and it's got crap all over it. You shove chewing gum inside it, it might act a little weird. But when it's completely clean and it's not working right, that's where I have a bigger issue with things. That's where I'm like, not a huge fan of that. Don't know that I want to leave my, kind of like I've said, like I've gone back on what I used to say about the SIG and the P320 and the M17 and M18. If it can't reliably function after 500 or 600 rounds, or if you fall, whether you're in the mud or not, and it has the potential of doing something bad to you or other users, then it's probably not worth spending the money on. Again, like J-Dog, you've got the AUG and you've, like, that's awesome. It passes a mud test and it passes a freezing test. How many of you are going to be trudging through the winter in Alaska above the Arctic Circle? Ever. With any firearm that you own. It's a cool point. It's already an AUG. It's already cool. And there's already that history behind it, but like Baba Booey mentioned, he lives in... Yeah. No, I get it. And I think that's exactly what Garand Thumb does. You know? Maybe that's something I should do, is take my 3 daggers, go throw them in my stand-up freezer that's like negative 15 degrees, then go get my coolers and throw a bunch of ice packs and stuff in it, throw my guns in there, go to a gun range, say, hey, I'm going to shoot these really cold. I don't know what's going to happen. They might blow up in my hands. And see if they'll let me do it. No, I get that, John. I get it. I get knowing that they'll do it in the mud. I'm all for, I want to make sure I'm being very clear, I'm all for doing whatever type of torture tests you have or that you want on your guns. But what I'm also saying is break in the guns fully so that you know they work without torturing them first, then go do it. Because if it's an issue after they're in adverse conditions, then you know, hey, my firearm doesn't perform as well as that firearm when it's wet or when it has mud or sand or whatever. But if it doesn't even function right when there's nothing adverse going on, that's what I mean. So when people are like, and this is not anything against anything that anyone said about Glock or like what Garand Thumb did. But when somebody takes a gun and soaks it in mud, puts it in like a giant bucket of mud, and pulls it out and tries to shoot it, and it doesn't work, this gun doesn't work, and it's cut. You're like, can you believe this? It doesn't work. I'm like, well, yes, it's sat in mud for 24 hours or for 8 hours. It might not work. That's not typically how you would store that gun. I'm not going to go, better put this in the mud so nobody knows where it is. I'm going to hide this gun in the mud. Like, and I get it. Like, we're all, but that's what's great about, like, I'll say this. That's what's great about my channel. I'm not going to hate on anybody. I'm not going to get mad at anybody. I hope that you guys can have friendly disagreements. Let's not be like Democrats and or liberals and conservatives. I don't want to say Democrats and Republicans anymore because, like, I don't really feel that I trust either one of those groups. I'm a conservative, and then if you're not a conservative, you're a libertarian, whatever, that's fine. But let's not be like the people that are the tolerant left, that if you don't agree with what they say, then you're literally like the spawn of Satan, or you are Satan, or Nazi, Hitler, or Mao. Although they might like Mao. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good example. Stalin or Putin. Like, let's not be like that. Let's, if we don't, what's up, nerd, Vortex Gunner? If we have disagreements, we have disagreements. But we don't have to, you know, I know that there are several other YouTubers that consistently say to me, PSA is not quality enough. And I'm fine with that. It's quality enough for me. Will I get better stuff? I fully intend on getting, like, for the Glocks, for the Glock stuff, I fully intend on getting, like, real Glocks. I fully intend I fully intend on getting like some shadow systems. Um, I think it might even be fun to get like some Terran tactical guns because I know they're expensive, but it's Terran tactical, guys. No, I get it. Um, Gun, are you still here? Did Gun take a break? I'm not gonna say anything. Like I'm not mad. I think it's cool. If you guys need to, if we're talking about stuff and we're pissing each other off, like it's probably good. I'd rather you take a break and then come back. Just know that none of us. I don't think anybody's trying to be personal. No, I get it, John. I get it. No, I fully acknowledge. I mean, what's the difference between buying a Terran Tactical and going out and buying a Staccato? Like, if we're being honest, what's the difference? Like, you're overpaying for a fancier 1911 or a fancier Glock. Like, I totally acknowledge that. But you know, it's still kind of a cool factor. Um, yeah, and that's the whole point. Or like a Deagle. People that own Deagles, like, it's not practical. It's not really all that useful. Um, it's it certainly doesn't scream. Yeah, and that's what I think. I think. I mean, you guys have seen like I have lots of buddies that are other YouTubers that they do lots of the tactical stuff. They're in a situation where it's easy for them to get to a range where they can do the tactical stuff, or they have the land to do it themselves. Um, so I don't have lots of that. I have a little teeny gun range. I'm like ammo alchemist. Like I just go where I can go, and I shoot when I can shoot, and it works for me. So yeah. Mm-hmm. It works nice. You do what you need to do to get prepared so you don't get caught with a round not in the chamber. Because then I will show up and we will do a special chamber dance. Uh-huh. The chamber. Dog women. Yeah. I will never tell someone not to buy a high point. If they want to go buy a high point, like freaking go buy a high point. If nothing else, it's gonna work. Anybody who says high points are trash, yes. High points are ugly, yes. High points aren't worth the money that you spend on them, maybe. But you'll never say someone say, my high point never works. What? Huh? What's that? Your high point doesn't work. Well, what did you do? Did you did you fill it full of like epoxy? Like what was it? Again, I know not everybody likes him, but like I think we can thoroughly say like Demo Ranch filled the barrels with cement. Like put a round in the chamber, filled it with cement, let it cure, and then still shot it, and it didn't break the gun. A high point is gonna be like it's like the uglier redheaded stepchild of a Glock that nobody wants to admit is actually a very functional, ugly as dirt, completely garbage value gun, but it will not fail you. Short of lighting it on fire, and I think he may have even done that. Like I think they did something where they set it up and they like melted the hand guard. Yeah. I think they like melted the hand guard. I think they like even drilled holes in the barrel to make it so that it was less like likely to work, and it's still just it worked. It worked, guys. Yeah. And I'll say this, High Point does a lot of you can still find them for right around like under 150. Mason. If you look, you can find them for under 150. You might not be able to find like a YC9. You might not be able to find like the official Yeet cannon. But like just a 9mm or a 380 or a 45, I think you can get for, yeah. And their carbines are like, their carbines are dirt cheap. Their carbines are solid. Carbines are solid. Yeah, except in communist Illinois. They just really, really, really hate any type of firearms in Illinois. But did it still shoot? And when you send it, and like they stand by their warranty and their customer service is quick. I know that. If it broke and you send it in, they're going to send you back a new one. Or they'll just send you the new one. Like you won't even have to send in the firearm. You take pictures of it and they're like, okay, we got you. They send you the stuff. So. Yeah, maybe don't use a Pro Mag in a High Point. So, one thing I've heard when you do High Point is order like 8 of their magazines and just do some stress testing on their magazines, because their magazines, I know I've heard that their magazines sometimes have issues. So you buy like 8 of their magazines, and if any of them have issues, send the magazines in, and they'll send you a replacement for free. Sure. There's that. But all right, guys. I think I'm gonna call this one. I'm gonna call this one for the afternoon. I've been going for about an hour. I fixed up the site. I've got all the links for stuff and treats and all that. I'm gonna turn the stream all the way off since you guys had ASMR going most of the day. But we might. I think I'm gonna try to do another late night one, and we'll see if we can break the record. Last night's stream broke a whole bunch of records for not the most views for a live stream. That was a couple weeks ago. I had like 37,000 views for the live stream. I got like 250 hours for that one. But we had like the most likes, the most concurrent viewers. So let's see if we can do that again tonight. Go tell all of your friends, all of your other autistic gun friends that are like real friends, not just like other YouTube people, but like people you interact with. And let's see if we can break some goals and some records and keep going. I'm pretty sure by this time next week we'll have broken all that. We'll have unlocked all of the monetization things, and we'll keep going from there. I will go watch the Army Guy Chronicles video. Everybody go watch J-Dog's Plastic Army Men video. They're actually pretty funny. So, all right, friends, I'm going to kill it. Thanks for stopping in and having fun and talking and watching me goof around on my channel.